Okay, so now you know just how to create awesome text in Scratch, but even then, there's only so much you can do when you're limited to these 7 fonts here. Okay, and I say 7 because these last 3 are basically the same as the first one. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can get more fonts into your project, how to handle invisible text, and how to add textures to your text as well. Textures to your text, get it? Anyway, okay, so first we need our text, and so to get rid of the thorns, remember the thorns from the last episode, these things here, you can just repeat the whole process I showed you, or you can do what I did. I saved a copy of the file as thornless, and I'll just upload that now. There we go. Bye bye. Okay, so first off, if you're using TurboWarp, it's actually really easy to get extra fonts. If you're using Scratch, the process is a bit more tedious, and I'm not going to be going into that in this video. But the good news is, after getting your extra fonts in TurboWarp, you can just import the costume, you can export it and import it into Scratch, and it still works, sort of. I'll explain more on that later. Anyways, in TurboWarp, you can just click the text tool here, you come up, look for add more fonts here, and then you see the 2 options we have. The disclaimers are already underneath. I recommend using this one. Bring up a list of all the fonts you have on your system, both the ones that came with the system by default and anyone you've installed afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to use Bangers. You might not have it, but you can easily find it online and download it and install. And then you select a fallback font. So the fallback font is the font that it's going to use if the person that's viewing your project doesn't have this font you chose. So you want to choose something that's very similar to the font you have here. So I'm going to use marker, and there we have it. Okay, so now we come here, we can see we have the text, and there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to make this awesome, just do some what is odd magic and make this look cool real quick. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, next, transparency. So if we copy this, and then let's say we want to add like a cool outline over this text here, something like this. I want to lay it over the text here. Like this. I mean, it looks good, right? Problem is, this text pretty much doesn't exist anymore. I'll show you what I mean. If I click out and I try to click that top layer again, I can't. See, it just keeps clicking everything behind it. So the only way you can click that or select it is by clicking and dragging over it. Even then, if I try to click this now, you can see it's not going to work. And that will also explain why you can't use the fill tool to fill the outlines on text either. But luckily, there's an easy way to fix that. If you want to have invisible or no fill text, and you still want to be able to click it, which obviously you will, you can just come here and set it to gradient, and then set both colors on the gradient to no fill. And now you have your text and it's clickable. And the good news is this doesn't just work for text, it actually works on shapes as well. So if you have a shape and you want it to have an outline but no fill, you can actually just do the same thing. So this is a shape, the solid no fill. You can't click on the inside, nothing happens. But if you convert it to gradient, now you can click it. So that's that about transparency. Next, textures. I'm sure this is the part you guys have been waiting for. We'll just duplicate this and let's increase the size of this. Okay, so this next step is actually quite tedious, but it's very rewarding, I assure you. Okay, so first what I want to do is let's copy this whole thing again, just to make sure we have something to go back to if something goes wrong. And then you can just delete everything except that first layer. Okay, so we have this. I want to convert it to just one color, preferably black, and then convert to bitmap. And then you fill in the outside and all these empty spaces with a different color that stands in stark contrast against this black. I'll choose red, and if you hold down shift, it fills up all the spaces of that color. Okay, so now we also need to get rid of, if I switch to light mode here, you can see there's all these patches or colors that aren't exactly red or black. So if you hold down shift, you can use fill tool to just convert all of them. Yeah, I don't know why this is so much. So anyway, yeah, I said this was going to be tedious, but trust me, it's very much worth it. Okay, so I'm just going to pause the video here and then I'll replay when I'm done. Oops, I should have chosen a much simpler font for this.
5 hours later.
Okay guys, so it's been 5 hours and I think I've gotten everything out of the way. I think I've gotten all the wrong pixels. So let's see. So now the next thing we're going to do is click no fill and then shift, click black spots, and looks like we still have some spots in there. Let's just clean those up real quick. Okay, and I think that's it. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is duplicate this, because there's no way I'm going through all of that again. And now, here comes the fun part. So we come here, and then we draw these lines. Okay, then we color these gradients, like one end white, the other end no fill. Let's make this very thick. Okay, let's say increase the white a little bit. Here we go. And if you look here, you can kind of already see what this is going to look like when we're done. So we'll just copy and then here convert this to vector, and then paste, bring to front. Now we convert to bitmap and we click and shift click, boom. Okay, it's not supposed to have this red patch up here, but we can easily just get rid of that. And then we click paste and bring this to front, convert back to bitmap, and then using the paint bucket tool, say no fill, hold down shift and boom. Oh geez, that does not look good. Why does it have all these red spots again? That's not supposed to happen. Give me a minute. Well, I think it's because of these guys exceeded the limit. Let me see if getting rid of them would help. Okay, let's try that again. Convert to bitmap. There we go. So now we press shift and click. Right, now we convert to vector, copy, come back to our text and click paste. And look at that. I mean, look how cool that looks. And the fun thing about this is that you can do any design you want to do. It doesn't have to be just this glossy text effect. You can use polka dots. You can use any texture you can find. You can put like cartoon characters in the lines. Just go crazy with this, okay? The possibilities are endless, really. Okay, so that's how you can make your text even that much cooler. Okay, so I mentioned earlier, if the person that's viewing your project doesn't have this font installed, then it's going to go back to the default or to the fallback font. And apart from the fact that that could change your design significantly, whatever texture you add on obviously won't fit that new design. So what you can do is you can just convert to bitmap and then convert back to vector, and then you have your text solid. So obviously you won't be able to edit this anymore. So if you want to see how you can add drop shadow to your text to give it more depth and make it look even better, click on this video.